with it.
Alright. This is gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Because my daughter is having tics.
No, tics.
And her that's one of her tics. And so sometimes her tics are very colorful. She's not colorful. But we're on
She just
our
never
way.
take her meds yet.
Yes.
I don't have meds.
You have a lot of meds. Yeah.
No, but I don't have ADHD.
Whoa.
Look, gazelle. Look home. Take your box. That was a gazelle, by the way.
Wow. What a great way to get freaking run over in the morning. Gazelles or wine eye?
I
Yeah.
think last night we did.
Yeah, so last night apparently there was some action by the land where there was a couple fighting because one caught the other one cheating.
The lady found out that the man cheated on her with multiple women.
Oh, multiple women. That sounds like our neighbor.
And she was saying, "I'm so tired of you, stupid bastard. You cheated on me with multiple women." Then she called him a whore, and then he called her a whore.
See?
That on our side.
But it was funny because he blamed her for
See,
finding
it's the same
out.
conversation.
Yeah.
It's the same conversation. Like,
Yeah.
he called her a whore.
Yeah.
And, see?
We hear that right next door.
Blamed her for finding out. That
So it seems like we're not going to be able to get away from stuff like that. You get them next door, right next door.
You thought you were
all
going
the
to have
time.
peace.
Yeah, did I, guys?
That's funny. And then they crashed some moped and all kinds of stuff. And
she didn't crash, I don't think. I think what she did, because what we saw, was she got her moped and she rammed it into him.
oh,
Okay then.
6 times.
I mean, sounds like the West
Get
Side
somebody's
nowadays.
attention.
6 times.
Want
No,
to get somebody's
because
attention?
he kept saying, "Get away from me! I don't like being by you." And then at one point it turned to, "Touch me! We're gonna hit you! We're gonna hit you!" And then she said, "Do it! Do it! You're not gonna." And then she went after her a little bit, and then she ran away.
Cedric Yamanaka, news for us.
See, we got the newscaster.
He also said some other colorful things, but that's not very nice. He said the K word,
Yeah.
the ST word, you know,
K word.
Okay.
KILL,
That
Kill?
and then the STAB.
Is that a bad word? Kill?
says the one that has ticks that says hide the body, and shank and all that. Like,
If I
can't say the word KILL.
Because if I say it, then I'm obviously gonna have the tick.
Oh, okay. I guess a dick tick is better.
I only have the spelling tick that Keegan had.
Oh,
You know that one?
I don't want to bring up the other ticks. And
You know that one? The one with the P
Yes.
and the Y
Okay.
and the U and the S and the S.
Huh?
I'm dyslexic. You gotta mix it around.
She spelled pussy, but in a out of
Right.
order
I'm
way.
dyslexic. You have to move it around a little.
You're not dyslexic. You just have auditory processing.
No, I am dyslexic.
No.
So is Dad.
No. Yeah. Well. Yeah, but not like constantly.
The doctor diagnosed me with dyslexia.
Really?
Yes. Wow. Wow.
It's hard to keep up with all
fuck
her
you stopping for?
diagnoses.
You'd think the woman who popped me out would know this stuff.
Well, hard to keep up with all the diagnoses.
The drugs.
No.
Oh, see this car flying him right around.
Huh.
He getting
See,
impatient.
if
This
the
guy's
gazelle.
driving. You know what I noticed? That some people drive like they're stuck in traffic. You can be stuck in traffic, but some people drive as if they are stuck in traffic when there is no traffic. Like this car
Or
that
they're
was right in
driving
front of me.
extra safe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you're driving extra slow. Going slow, going below the speed limit is also a ticket you can
Yeah. What
You know what I
happens if you go above the speed limit? Though?
Drugs.
get. You get there faster.
um,
Huh? You get there faster.
you get that's it.
You get there faster.
Like that's it.
That's my story. I'm sticking to. So okay, so that's what I like to be able to bring up is that there's speeders and there's fast drivers. That's a
So,
real thing.
I get the difference. I do.
Okay? When
so
I
what
used
you're
to
saying
work,
is there a middle line?
No.
Yeah, no.
Well.
you know, fast driver speeders, they're reckless on the road.
Okay.
They're just freaking pumping the gas pedal, and they don't give a shit what they do. They
Right.
ram
And we see those a
all
lot.
kind of people, all kinds of stupid shit.
We see those a lot.
But fast drivers,
Can
It's
Mario
like-
Kart?
yeah, you know what I mean, like race car drivers.
Okay, but
Fast drivers, they're skilled at being able to navigate the roads.
right. But
You
what
know,
do they
and
both have
aware
in
of
common?
and aware
Cars.
of the surroundings and
But what do they both have in common?
oh look, there's a sweet post right there.
Yeah. But what do they both have in common? Fast drivers and speeders.
I don't know. We have nothing in common.
Huh?
We have nothing in common. I'm a fast driver. I'm not a speeder.
I know the answer.
Right. What's the answer, Kate?
Cars.
No. Captain Obvious.
Is it speed?
Yeah, thank you.
Well,
They
that
both
was
go
obvious,
above
too.
the speed limit.
It was obvious too.
And there's a reason for speed limits, you know. Like,
Bumper cars.
But
and
it's
I
so
did learn this.
objective.
No, but
It's not subjective.
there is a reason for
No, no.
speed limits,
Yeah.
especially on this kind of road too, because
Well, you know, if
If
you're in a
there's a-
school zone,
well,
and
not
if you're in
just
a where people
or Gazelle
live,
zone, which is
Yeah.
the entire west side. Like if you're speeding and a car suddenly stops or something and you're going too fast, you can't stop in time, which is why, you know. the
but if
speed-
you're a fast driver, you're gonna be able to recognize that instantly.
yeah, and then you can go up on the grass, like, you know, because if
Yeah.
there's somebody in that lane and you can't
Yeah.
switch in time, then you're gonna go up there and
Yeah.
swim in the car.
You just gotta know your environment and be alert at all times. You gotta watch for all the same thing they do when you learn CDL driving. You gotta pay attention to the hazards on
Right.
the road.
And so that's the thing.
Gotta look way ahead.
He
Okay.
thinks that every single person on the road was CDL trained. They're just stupid.
No, I think every person on the road should be CDL
Should be,
trained.
but they're not,
They're not,
right?
Yeah.
So that
Which
should
is-
be
which
recognized.
is sad. I think everybody
So-
should get CDL training. Because,
So,
for example, merging, right?
oh yeah, nobody.
Merge is a simple thing to do,
Yeah,
right? You land,
but
right?
not
You
everybody
land,
reacts like, you know
but
what I mean?
people dive bomb into a lane. Pew!
But I think
Instead of
it's
just
like
merge.
I think it's like everything else in life. Like he does litigation. I can't process litigation like he does or as fast as he does, right? And things are simple to him, but they just hurt my brain and I gotta do it like
Yeah.
5 or 6
No, but
times.
when you're driving,
It doesn't
you
matter.
learn about merging.
Yeah, but everybody still learns differently, and
and-
some people.
You know what's the thing? My biggest pet peeve is people think that these handles on the side of your steering wheel is just used for decoration. You know, you have your indicator, your turn signal indicator.
Yeah.
What is that? The blinker, right? You put them up, you're going to go right. You put them down, you're going to go left. It's there for a reason. It's there to allow other people
is.
watching or driving with you
It
to
is.
understand that, hey, this person is getting ready to turn.
So that
And-
should be the question. How do you get to a point where you understand that almost everybody else in the world thinks differently, acts differently?
Well, you can
And it's
choose to
different.
think differently, whatever you like think. But when you're driving, you gotta drive with safety in your mind, right? So
Yeah.
if you see, if you're gonna turn, then turn. And then the other thing is, if you get your indicator on and you're not turning, you're jamming up everybody else that's around you because they're trying to avoid, you know, where you gonna turn. They say, okay, he get his left indicator on. I'm waiting for him to make the turn.
But you do that, like 3 streets down, because you say you're warning people that you will turn.
No, that's no. There is a length like 100 yards. You turn on your indicator. I'm talking about people who drive with the indicator on.
Yeah,
They're
there's people
going
that don't
all over. They
understand
go
that.
around the island. The indicator still
Yeah,
saying
like
they're
they
going
can't
left.
hear it or something. Maybe
Yeah.
they're blasting their music, that's why.
Yeah.
And they can't hear it.
But there's other things besides the music. Besides hearing it, you can see it.
Bottom line is
Seen it.
nobody is ever going to drive good enough for him. Everybody just needs to get off the road, like I said. Because, my God, people turn right and makes him have to stop or slow down. People turn left. Who does
they
these
do them at the
things?
last second. They do them at the last second
No.
with no indication.
Even if they do, they're
No.
not taking the turn
No.
fast enough for
No,
you.
because if you turn with deliberation.
Yeah,
you know you're gonna turn.
Okay.
What you waiting for? It doesn't take one smart car,
Okay.
you know, several minutes just to turn into one.
So how
lane,
do you know that some of these people don't have car problems, that they shouldn't be
What do you mean
turning
car
fast?
problems?
I mean, if you got like fucked up tires or something, you shouldn't be taking turns really fast. You should take
No,
them like
I'm not saying take turns fast.
Oh.
I said take the turns with deliberation. That you know you're gonna turn. But they still want to let it. Oh, I wonder if I should turn and they go, oh, so slow, and they go, you know what I mean?
I think
even the smallest cars, when they come out of parking and all that, they act like they're driving on big rig when they're trying to reverse and people still waiting. I'm waiting for you.
I think not everybody has complete control of their vehicle. Yes, that means a lot of people shouldn't be driving, but that's how people fail to negotiate the turn. And we see that a lot. So
Yeah.
those people, if they had been driving slower, they would have negotiated the turn better.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So bottom line
You
is
know, I
just,
have an excellent driving record because I pay attention to the road and I know how to drive.
you're okay.
I had an accident where somebody hit me from behind and we were stopped at a crosswalk. That wasn't my fault.
I'm
that was
not
their
no,
fault.
but it's not. I'm not saying that your driving is bad. I'm just saying that, again, the perception of the rest of the world is you hold everybody up to your standards or how you think. But that's my point. Like,
Just got a lot
not
of drivers. They
realizing-
just suck at driving.
they do.
They don't pay attention.
They
Pay
do.
attention.
There are a lot, and they shouldn't be driving, but they do, and a lot of them are driving illegally, so they don't care.
Yeah.
And I hear my dolphin in the back. Did you want to say something, Caitlin?
Caitlin.
Did you want to say something? Weren't you calling me earlier?
I was, but you were ignoring me.
I was not ignored you,
You did.
and that's not English, child.
I said, but you ignored me.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
Well,
Now you forgot.
I will get back to you.
So where are we going today?
Drugs.
No, where are we going today? You are how old now?
Drugs.
20. Goodness.
21.
She's 21 years old, and this journey for her started.
Hey, 21. That's the number.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it started when she was 2, but we didn't realize that anything was really like wrong until I think it was like 11.
I was in ending elementary school, intermediate.
Yeah, so I think it was around 11. because it was the scoliosis that first started it. That
You better break my spine.
because she was saying that her back was sore, and she kept saying that, and I'm like, what 11-year-old has a sore back? So I told her, I told her pediatrician at the time, and she's right away said, oh, she just has bad posture, you know, because she's 11, you know, and I'm like, okay. And so we tried to have her do that, and she still said it was sore. So next time I went, I told her again, and she happened to go for her, what do you call that, your yearly physical exam. And the doctor bent her over and she goes, oh, she has scoliosis. And I'm like, could that be why her back is sore? And she goes, yeah, it could be. I got to send you for an x-ray. And that's what started everything, you know. So that was validated that her back was sore for a reason. And when she had the x-rays, it was like not just curved, but her spine was actually twisting too. And so that one thing led to another, and somehow we ended up in a neurologist's office. And then she was having issues of being paralyzed off and on, which I didn't think was a thing. And then genetics came in.
Hold it down, and an hour. If it's better, then don't come back and tell me anything. That's what you said.
Huh?
You said go lay down, and then an hour later it's not there anymore. And she said, okay, we're good.
Yeah, because I was like, it didn't make sense. I mean, who gets paralyzed for an hour, right? I thought at that point, if you're paralyzed, you're paralyzed. Like, you know. But she would say, like, oh, my arm's not working, and then 20 minutes later, it's fine. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. What does that even mean?
So that's a special kind of condition.
Yeah, so we found out that through genetics that it could be, she has markers and so do I, that could be related to periodic paralysis. And I'm like, periodic paralysis? You mean that's a thing? And so she went through years and years. Oh yeah, we gotta go there. It's raining.
I'm my own.
It's raining.
I'm my own in the house.
But she's been struggling. We've been to San Diego for a second opinion. She's been to different opinions here. And it's been years, and basically the doctor had given her a medication that was supposed to help that, but because she didn't react like the other 9 people in Hawaii that have it, because it's rare, the doctor said, oh, I don't think she has it now. I think she's pretending because her brother, her older brother, is a heart kid and she wants the attention. And so that just spiraled downhill.
That sent mom into a tiff.
Man, I was like trying to scrap all this time and
It was Dr.
find.
It was the doctor in town.
Doctor in town.
The one that.
So, baby, how did it feel when you know that something is wrong, but the doctor is telling you nothing wrong with you?
Like talking to a brick wall.
Yeah.
And it was
I mean,
frustrating.
but I don't know, talking to a brick wall, but how does that make you feel emotionally or psychologically? How does that affect you?
Unheard and unfair because you see Keegan and you listen immediately, but the sibling that isn't dying, it gets ignored.
Right.
Yeah. So when she turned 18.
Can you imagine that? Like, she's still a child when that
Yeah.
is going through that, and she got a.
It was every doctor going, you know, I understand that your brother has a heart condition.
Yeah.
It is so difficult.
It was like
not
it trickled.
having any attention at all from your parents or the school.
Because once it goes on her record, every single doctor sees it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she had a gastroenterologist, you know, and.
So I guess the
all kinds.
message to doctors out there, but be more sensitive, bro, and empathetic towards people, but
Listen
Do
to
your
your
job.
patients.
You know, that's-
do your job.
that's my brat over there, but you guys making her feel like she, like, the thing is all bogus. And now we find out scientifically it's a proven fact that she does have
Yeah.
this condition. It's a proven fact. So for you, who was it? Dr. Abe, whatever his name.
Dr. Abe.
Yeah, Dr. Abe. Yeah, that's gonna be a blight on your reputation.
Yeah.
You know, you guys just you gotta pay attention to the patients, but when they're telling you stuff. You know, I had the same situation when I was in the hospital, for when I first got diagnosed for my leukemia.
Mm.
And I'm a big guy, you know what I mean? And the nurses was like, nothing wrong with him. Nothing wrong with him. You know what I mean? And the pharmacist had prescribed 5 times the dosage of the chemo pills that I was supposed to take. And that's the kind of stuff. Within 30 days, you can die. You're gonna be dead. All the people that had overdose of that chemo pill, they died within 30 days. I mean, at least I wasn't dumb enough to take the pills. 3 days into taking them, I said, "Bro, the hell with this. This thing is killing me. I don't know what the hell's going on with this." And then for 4 days, I waited to see the doctor again. They said, "Oh no, what the symptoms that you're talking about is usual, vomiting, diarrhea, and all that." I said, "Yeah, but this is vomiting and diarrhea at like an exponentially larger number. I mean, jeez, this
So
is
you're supposed to
crazy."
get over. I mean, like
Yeah,
get used to it, right?
Yeah.
Your body gets used to it.
yeah. And then he go, "Well, give it a try. Just give it a try." And it's okay. Now I'm trying for 4 more days. Well, I was like, you know what? I don't care what these people tell me, bro. I'm not taking this thing ever again, bro. This thing is bogus. This thing is bogus. It's killing me. I could feel like this thing was killing me. And then went back to the doctor 3 days later. Went back to the doctor. So it's now 2 weeks now. We get there, and the nurse taking before the doctor see me. I look at the monitor. I said, "Hey, what is that number over there?" She said, "Which one?" I said, "That 100 over there." Oh, she said, "Oh, that's the amount of dosage you're supposed to be taking for your chemo medicine." I said, "100? I'm not taking 100. I'm taking 500." She said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I get 500. I take it." She said, where's your medicine?" So get that medicine bottle.
Good thing your ex-wife brought it, right?
Yeah, and she had it with her. And we gave it to her, and she goes, "Oh my God," she didn't go in her back. But next thing you know, Bob, they went like press red button or something. "Oh, you gotta go to Queens West immediately. Go to the what they call that for the X-ray, X-ray and all that." Like, oh, mean. What would end up happening, bro? My entire immune system got shut down. I even lost my taste. Hey, look them out, they freaking clean up mean out here. So they're gonna build over here too.
I guess so.
Oh, mean though.
That's why at Loon Farms, I think, had to move. They moved, right, or something.
Mean, eh?
That's why.
And then so my entire immune system got shot. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, but almost mucky, like literally almost mucky already. And then I lost my taste buds, everything. Hey, you know what's funny? Everything I went tastes like powder. I eat the egg, tastes like powder. I drink water, tastes like powder.
That's like the kind. I think it's
crazy.
I think it's something like, you know, when you're dying, because I remember Makana telling Denise the same thing. Like everything tasted like something, and then he asked her for water, and she gave him water, and then he told her after, he said, "Mom, I said I wanted water," and she goes, "That's what you're drinking," and he goes, "This is not water." There was a taste to it.
Yeah.
Everything he ate or drank tasted like that.
Yeah. But it's nuts. And then and so getting to the nurses, how they was treating me, because of my size, they automatically assume that I'm okay. And so one nurse came in, a male nurse, and I had blown my nose, and there was a little speck of blood. And I told him, "Hey, bro, so check this out. I get blood inside my when I blow up my nose." He go, They look at it where? And I show him to him. He goes, "Oh, is that all?" I look at him. Is that all? Hey, you know what, bro? Fuck, I don't need to deal with you. Get the fuck out of here. Don't come over here, bro. Beat it, fucker. Don't come over here. So he went dig out. And then I call my doctor, my oncologist, and call him up. I had his cell phone number. I told him, hey, you better go talk to these people, bro. This guy, he said making like nothing wrong with me, but because the doctor know that my immune system is shot, right? And they're supposed to know. They get them on the freaking charts. They're supposed to talk to each other. And that's the problem. The shifts wasn't talking to each other. And the one thing that was irritating me the most is they was telling me, oh, they kept saying, oh, when they're talking to each other, oh, he overdosed. He overdosed himself.
Like
I said,
you took it on purpose.
yeah. I said, bro, no say that, bro. I never overdosed myself. So that came to a head. But anyway, so the doctor went order the X-ray, found out that I get that kind of pneumonia. The thing just started right there in my right lung. Wow. And I knew something was wrong because I can feel the pain in my chest, right? Tell him, see, fucker, if I ever just let you just make me blow that off, fucker, I would have been dead already. And then, oh, we're sorry. But then they go about the same thing, and
my bad.
Next shift, nothing changed because they're not talking to each other.
Yeah.
Then the next one was, okay, several days later, my calf, my right leg, my shin, my muscle in the back, my calf, felt like I pulled my muscle. And then, but they was gonna put the kind, the squeeze stuff on your leg.
Yeah.
They was gonna put the leg squeeze on my leg. I told them, I don't know because my leg's sore right now. I don't think you should put that on top there. He said, oh no, this gonna help you because you're in bed a lot, and it's gonna help you get mobility.
And that is something that they should know.
Yeah. I tell them, I don't think so. So I call my doctor again. I tell him, hey, you better go talk to these people over here, bro. They like put this stuff on my leg. What? I feel like I'm full muscle. So the doctor went order once ultrasound and make the ultrasound. They found out again blood clot. And they say, oh, you cannot. They act like they're all professional. Oh, you can't have this. The leg pressure thing. You can't have this. This can cause for you to die because blood clot will go to your heart and all that. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Fucking asshole. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. I've been trying to tell you guys that, but you're trying to force me to go do that.
This is the place?
Yeah. This is Queens West.
That's why, the one thing that I appreciate, I appreciated a lot of things about Keegan Sturgeon, but that is the one thing that he always told the nurses and other doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the patient. Listen to the parents because
Yeah.
they know the child and he knows himself. Because Keegan would say that a lot when he's in a hospital, like, oh, this feels like this, and the nurses are like, oh no, you're fine, and he's like, no, and then they find out he was right,
And so the thing ended up well. I went go calm the nurse into taking off my PIC liner for my arm. I told him I gotta go shower this way. I'm go, okay, then she leave. Okay, and change my clothes. I get in my wheelchair and I wheel myself down to the parking lot, Queens West. To the parking lot and wheel myself over there. And I was getting ready for leave, but I couldn't drive my I wasn't coherent enough to drive, but I would stay in my car waiting for my ex-wife to come over there and fucking drive me home. I told her, I'm not leaving, I'm not gonna die in this hospital, bro. I'm gone, I'm out of here. Well, I was in a car for 45 minutes. She wouldn't go upstairs to talk to the nurses. Then they ended up coming over. She come over there. She told me, just come upstairs. They like talk to you. I said, I'm not going up there. I'm not going to die in there. And next thing you know, we're going to go have one big meeting inside there. And I just didn't tell them straight.
You got two choices.
I said, tell them straight, bro. I'm not going to die in this hospital, bro. You guys like me die. I'm out of here. And then they would hear all my complaints, and I told them, look, what you guys need to do, you guys need to freaking communicate with each other. I shouldn't have to tell you guys every shift what needs or what my needs is or what is not needed or what not. That's your guys' job. That's what you guys get paid for. Oh, and that time my name was Connor. Oh, Mr. Connor, we're so sorry, blah, blah, blah. But you don't have to talk to us like that. I said, I won't talk to you exactly like that. If I feel like you doing stuff that can kill me, then when I end up squashing the beef, and after that, well, everything was beautiful. Every time I went, there was very attentive. You know what I
Because
mean?
your picture was on the wall. You know, like, so let me get this straight. So you tried to escape from the hospital.
Yeah.
And then you tried to escape from prison before too.
Yeah.
So you have a history of trying to escape.
143, I love you. I don't try to escape from you right now.
Bruh. What
So
you
my
mean?
brat over here like beat me up.
It's 7:30. She's still got a little bit of time.
Oh yeah?
Are you sure this is the place?
Yeah, Caitlin.
Baby,
This is my doctor
we
too.
do.
This is the hospital that we went to, the really bad dentist.
Here?
Yes, the one that traumatized me and Keith.
Oh yeah. No, that's the other side though. That's the other building. Trust me, this doctor is. You see, this is what it did to her. So when she turned 18, I told her, okay, you have to transition to, because pediatric doctors are completely different. And when you turn 18, when you have specialists like both of my kids do, it's really hard, because a lot of times if you come with a whole bunch of stuff like the adult specialist, it's different when it's a pediatric thing. Like, so for instance, like if you're born with a heart condition, congenital heart condition and acquired heart condition is completely different. And the doctors that learn what to do for acquired heart conditions, the way you treat that versus congenital is completely different. Like, this is a good example. My friend who was born with the heart condition too, she calls me and tells me she's having chest pains and can't breathe, okay? And I'm like, call an ambulance right now. She ends up going to the doctor. They tell her come in. But she was seeing an adult. That time, they didn't have an adult doctor that took care of congenital. And so she went to the doctor, and the doctor said, she said, I feel like passing out. I'm going to pass out. And the doctor said, did you? She's like, no, but I feel like I'm going to. And he goes, okay, so if you pass out, then come back. And it was like, she called me and she told me what happened. And I'm like, is that doctor stupid? What are you talking about? So I called the pediatric doctor that my son deals with. And I was like, okay, so I have a question. And I told him who it was. And I said, this is what and he was like, no. If she waits till she passes out, she's going to die. I'm like, yeah, I know. Can you like please communicate with this doctor or do something? And so that's how she ended up seeing this doctor. So the pediatric cardiologists in Hawaii are really overbooked and overwhelmed because there's not enough. So we're fortunate now that my son's cardiologist is the one that takes care of the adult congenital. But so when she had to switch over to an adult neurologist and she was 18, she said no. And I was like, and I can't force her, she's 18. And I said, what do you mean no? And she said, for what? Nobody believes me, so what is that gonna do? And she went into a big depression. And it's sad because from 18, she still has all the weakness and paralysis and all these things. And she went to one of my other neurologists, but that neurologist acknowledged that she has it, but he said, this is beyond my capability, and we usually just manage what you get diagnosed with in the mainland. So they had referred us they said that we should take her to a Mayo Clinic. And I kind of tried to research which one, and I didn't get a definitive answer. 423, love you, babe. And so then I end up having issues that I didn't realize was connected to that gene mutation too. And so I end up doing my journey, and it led me here to this doctor. And the day I was in the doctor's office and they did the exam, he said, okay, I think I know what you have. And he said, paramyotonia congenita. And I'm like, huh? You know, because I'm 51 years old. And I'm like, now I realize all the little symptoms that I've had and throughout my life was connected to that. But I didn't know. And so I got my diagnosis before her. And she had like full paralysis, you know. I get weakness, but I don't have paralysis. And I just attributed the weakness to other things, you know. But now I'm starting to learn all the little things that I struggle with daily. Now I know what they're caused from, so now I know how to fix it and to cope with it better, you know. Whereas before I just, you know, I'm screwed up, I got a lot of issues and I just, you know, gotta move on as long as I can. But now I understand it better. So we're here today. It's her first appointment with this doctor. And she's finally, and he's already pretty much diagnosed her because I told him about her and I explained it and he said, yeah, it sounds like she has periodic paralysis and I think she has something else too. She might have what I have too. And so we're here for her to get officially diagnosed because genetics came back years after and they said they fine-tuned it and now they can tell 272 I studio. Now they can say definitively that if you have this gene that you do have this condition. It just depends, like we both have the same gene, but our symptoms can be completely different, which is the nature of this gene mutation and stuff. It's really weird. But you see how nervous she is and she's unsure, you know. But she's gonna trip because I'm telling you.
It's mainly because of where we are.
Yeah, but this side of the hospital is really good. So I'm gonna take her in. She's gonna get officially diagnosed. What is today's date? Caitlin, what is today's date?
May 12th.
May 12th. May 12th, 2025. She's going to officially get diagnosed.
Yeah, it's about time.
It's on this side of the building, right?
Yes. Caitlin, stop freaking out.
He used to torture me, Kian.
They had a bad experience with a dentist.
Bad?
They both have like severe anxiety. And when a dentist was going in their mouth, she would be like, can you sit still? You know? Or he.
He used to
I can't
us,
work on you, you know.
He used to pin us down and say, if you move again, I'm gonna stab you with this. You're gonna get hurt. You want me to do that to you?
Yeah. And I was so pissed. Like I wasn't in there when they did that, but when they came out, they're like, Mom, I'm not coming back. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then the dentist came out and was like, you know, your kids really don't sit still and, you know, this and that. And I'm thinking, okay, seriously? Like, I already told him prior to them going in that all the medical conditions that they have. So you see what I mean? Like, you think about my son has a heart condition, my daughter has paralysis, and she has a separate heart condition. But little things like going to the dentist, people think, well, what does that have to do with anything? Everything intertwines, and when you have multiple conditions like this, it affects every single thing you do in your life. It affects how you brush your teeth. It affects how you walk somewhere.
He's the reason that me and Keegan stopped brushing our teeth or going to dentists.
Okay, you shouldn't stop brushing your teeth because of that, but you should.
He's the reason we stopped going to dentists because he used to tell us that he's the dentist, he's a doctor. No one would believe us if we told anyone.
But you know what's funny? Went to all these specialists all over, and where are the best doctors for them? Why not come? Now they see a dentist there. That is awesome.
I like my dentist.
And she sees a regular doctor there. See? Had to come all the way to the west side, you know, and then Queens West, which I never had good experiences with. He's had good experiences after, you know, but I've always had bad experiences. But now they're good.
How's this?
To me, they're good.
We can go all low power equipment for go. See if they like barato and they all send me Mother's Day sale thing.
I wonder if, now I'm wondering if now that we have a fiscal sponsor, if that would make a difference. I don't know. That's another story. But what time is it?
7:44.
Okay, so I think we can go in. This is Caitlin's, what do you call it? Diagnosis day, official diagnosis day. It's gonna be a celebration. So we will talk to you later.
Yeah. All right. Love, peace, happiness, y'all. We out of here.
Mana ole madness.